My parents called me laughing to thank me for their wedding present. The present was my $480,000 apartment they just sold from under me to pay for my sister's $300,000 wedding. They told me I had 30 days to get out. But they made one fatal mistake. They forgot who'd been secretly paying the mortgage on their own house for the past 8 years. You won't believe what happened next. Before we continue, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you've ever been the responsible child who gets taken for granted while the golden child gets everything, this story is for you. My name is Jordan Mitchell, and I'm 29 years old. My world is built on code, logic, and clean design. As a senior UI/UX designer for a major tech firm in Atlanta, my days are structured by deadlines, client presentations, and the calm digital flow of problem solving. My condo in Buckhead was my sanctuary. Every minimalist piece of furniture, every neutral color palette, every carefully chosen detail was a barrier against the chaos of my family. The chaos that was currently blowing up my phone. I was in the middle of a critical Zoom presentation with a new client from California. My screen was shared. My voice was calm and professional. I was walking them through user flow wireframes for their new app. And my phone, set to silent, was lighting up like a Christmas tree. The screen illuminated. Mom. I ignored it. Mom again. I shifted my weight, trying to focus. As you can see from this data point, I continued. Mom. Third call. The client, Mr. Harrison, paused. Jordan, is everything all right on your end? He asked. You seem distracted. My face flushed. My apologies, Mr. Harrison, I said. Just a family matter. Please let me step away for 30 seconds. I hit mute on my mic and camera, snatched the phone off my desk, stepped into my hallway. My voice was a furious whisper. Mom, I'm in a major client presentation. This better be an emergency. The sound that came back was not an emergency. It was laughter. Loud, giddy laughter. Underscored by the pop of a champagne, cork, and music. Jordan, sweetie, guess what? It was my mother, Rebecca. She sounded ecstatic. My sister Lily, the 27-year-old golden child influencer, screamed into the phone. We did it, Jordan. We booked the Street Regis. The grand ballroom. Can you believe it? I pinched the bridge of my nose. My patience was gone. Okay, great, I said. I have to go. No, wait, Mom got back on the line. That's not even the best part. It's all thanks to you, baby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're a lifesaver. A cold feeling started in my stomach. Thanks for what? I asked. What are you talking about? I didn't approve any transfer. My mother laughed. That airy, dismissive laugh she used when she thought I was being silly. Oh, don't be dramatic, she said. I sold your Buckhead condo, sweetie. The sale closed this morning. We got a fantastic price. $480,000. A cash offer. Can you believe it? It's more than enough for the Street Regis deposit and Lily's couture dress fund. Isn't that wonderful? The hallway started to spin. I leaned against the wall. My hand was shaking. My condo? I whispered. Mom, what are you talking about? You can't. My name is on the deed. You can't just sell it. My mother's voice, the voice of a 55-year-old real estate agent who knew every loophole, suddenly lost its bubbliness. It turned cold, sharp, condescending. Oh no, baby, she said. You must be misremembering. Our names are on the deed. My name and your father's. Your name isn't on it anywhere. You just contributed to the payments. Legally, Jordan, it was our property to sell. And we needed it for your sister. She's getting married, for heaven's sake. I couldn't breathe. The $90,000 down payment from my first big tech bonus. The 60 straight months of mortgage payments I had made. Every single one documented. Mom, I whispered, where am I supposed to live? Anyway, she continued, as if I hadn't spoken. The new owners are very generous. A nice couple. They're giving you a full 30 days to move all your things out. We have to go, baby. The wedding planner is here with the floral samples. We'll celebrate this weekend. Talk later. Love you. Click. The line went dead. I stood there, frozen in my hallway. In the very apartment that I had just learned was no longer mine. On my laptop screen in the other room, I could hear Mr. Harrison's disembodied voice. Jordan, are you still with us? Did we lose you? I stared at the wall. My shock was hardening, crystallizing into something cold, sharp, and heavy. They had finally pushed me too far. The war had just begun. I clicked end meeting on the Zoom call. Sent Mr. Harrison an apologetic email about a family emergency. Then I sat down at my kitchen table and pulled out my laptop. Time to do what I did best. Research. Planning. Strateg. I opened my files. Found the folder labeled Family Finances. Let me explain something about my family. About the pattern that had been going on for my entire life. I'm the responsible one. The invisible one. The one who fixes things quietly while everyone else takes credit. Lily is the golden child. The beautiful one. The influencer with 200,000 Instagram followers posting photos of her perfect life. The one who gets everything she wants because she's special. My parents have spent my entire life prioritizing her. When we were kids, I got hand-me-downs from cousins. Lily got new clothes from Nordstrom. When I wanted piano lessons, my mother said we couldn't afford it. When Lily wanted dance lessons, my mother enrolled her immediately. Private leçon. Competition team. Costumes that cost thousands. I went to public school. Lily went to private academy. I put myself through Georgia State, working 3 jobs. Nights at a restaurant. Weekends doing freelance web design. Summers as a camp counselor. I graduated with $30,000 in student loans. Lily went to SCAD, the Savannah College of Art and Design. $55,000 a year. My parents paid every penny. When I graduated and got my first job, I lived with 2 roommates in a sketchy part of town. Saved every dollar. When Lily graduated, my parents bought her a 1-bedroom apartment in Midtown. Then paid her rent for 3 years while she built her Instagram following. I bought my first car, a used Honda Civic, with money I saved. Lily got a brand new Audi when she turned 25. A gift from Dad. The pattern was clear. I earned everything. Lily was given everything. And my parents saw nothing wrong with it. When I confronted them about it once, 3 years ago at Thanksgiving, my mother had looked at me with genuine confusion. "Jordan," she'd said, "you're so independent. You don't need help. Lily needs more support. She's still finding her way." She was 24 at the time. I'd been finding my way since I was 16. But that's just how it was. That's how it had always been. And I'd accepted it. Or I thought I had. Until 8 years ago, when they were about to lose their house. I was 21 years old, fresh out of college with my first real tech job, making $65,000 a year, which felt like a fortune after years of scraping by. My parents called me on a Tuesday night. "I need to talk to you," my father had said. His voice was serious. "Can you come by the house?" I'd driven over, thinking someone had died. Instead, I found them sitting at their kitchen table, surrounded by paperwork. Bills, bank statements, foreclosure notices. My father had been laid off from his sales job 3 months earlier. My mother's real estate business had dried up during the 2015 market slowdown. They were 3 months behind on their mortgage. The bank had sent a final notice. Pay $5,400 immediately, or face foreclosure. "Please, Jordan." My mother had begged. Her eyes were red from crying. "We'll lose everything. We'll lose the house. Can you help us?" I'd looked at their finances spread across the table. It was bad. Really bad. They owed $540,000 on a house worth maybe $400,000. They were completely underwater. No equity. No savings. Credit cards maxed out. "How long have you been struggling?" I'd asked. My father had looked away. "A while," he'd admitted. "Where's Lily?" I'd asked. "Does she know about this?" My mother had waved her hand dismissively. "We don't want to worry her," she'd said. "She's busy with school." "She's 23, I'd said. "She could help." "She doesn't have any money," my mother had said. "She doesn't have money because you pay for everything," I'd pointed out. "Jordan," my father had said sharply. "We're not here to discuss Lily. We're asking for your help." I'd sat there, looking at them. At the desperation in their faces. At the foreclosure notice. At the life they'd built that was about to crumble. I could have said no. I probably should have said no. But they were my parents. And despite everything, I loved them. I made them an offer. "I'll cover your mortgage," I'd said. "Every month. But we restructure the loan in my name as a guarantor. And you sign a legal agreement giving me financial control." "What kind of control?" my father had asked suspiciously. "An agreement that as long as I'm paying, I make the financial decisions," I'd said. "No more big purchases without my approval. No taking on new debt. No selling the house without my consent. And if you ever try to go behind my back, I have the right to call the loan." "That's ridiculous," my mother had said. "We're your parents, Jordan. You can't control us." "Then lose the house," I'd said simply. I'd stood up to leave. "Wait," my father had said. He'd looked at my mother. She'd looked at the foreclosure notice. "Fine," she'd said quietly. "We'll sign." And they had. For 8 years, I'd kept my end of the deal. $4,150. Every single month. Transferred on the first. Never late. Never missed. That was nearly $400,000 over 8 years. Money I could have used for myself. For my own house. For my own future. But I'd paid it. Because family helps family. Or so I'd thought. Meanwhile, Lily's lifestyle continued undisturbed. The year after I started paying their mortgage, she got a new BMW. Birthday gift from Dad, who, apparently, could afford a $45,000 car but not his own mortgage. The next year, they paid for her to go to Europe for 2 months. Instagram content trip. While I was paying their mortgage, I'd never said anything. I'd just kept paying, kept being responsible, kept being invisible. But I'd been keeping records. Every payment documented. Every text message where they asked for money saved. Every promise they made noted. Because some part of me, even back then, knew this day would come. The day they pushed too far. The day they forgot that I wasn't a bank. I was their daughter. And daughters remember. I pulled up the loan modification agreement. Read through every clause. Found exactly what I needed. Section 7, Paragraph C. In the event that the third-party guarantor, Jordan Mitchell, ceases payment for any reason, the full remaining balance of the loan becomes immediately due and payable within 30 days. Acceleration clause. I smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. I opened my banking app. Found the automatic payment scheduled for the first of the month. My parents' mortgage. Clicked cancel. Confirmed. The payment that had been running like clockwork for 96 consecutive months was now stopped. Then I called my lawyer. Her name was Sophia Chen. I'd used her for contract reviews at work. She was sharp, ruthless, and expensive. Sophia, I said when she answered. I need to weaponize a loan agreement. I'm listening, she said. I explained the situation. The condo they'd sold. The wedding they were funding. The mortgage I'd been paying. By the time I finished, she was laughing. Not a kind laugh. A predatory lawyer laugh. Jordan, she said. This is beautiful. They committed fraud by selling property they claimed to own while you paid for it. And they triggered their own acceleration clause. Can we force foreclosure? I asked. We can do better than that, she said. We can own their house. 48 hours later, Sophia had filed everything. A lawsuit against my parents for fraud and unjust enrichment. Demanding repayment of every mortgage payment I'd made, plus interest. Total, approximately $420,000. A lien against their house. And a demand letter invoking the acceleration clause. The full $510,000 remaining balance due in 30 days. I didn't tell them. I just let the legal documents arrive. 3 days after I canceled the mortgage payment, my phone exploded. First Mom. I silenced it. Dad. I silenced it. A voicemail notification appeared. Then another. Then a third. A text from Dad. Jordan, call me right now, this is not funny. A text from Mom. Jordan Mitchell, you pick up this phone this instant, you have made a terrible mistake, call the bank. I didn't call the bank. I just sat on my floor, surrounded by moving boxes, and waited. Let me paint you the picture of what was happening at their house. My mother, Rebecca, was pacing in their pristine cream-colored kitchen, her phone pressed so hard to her ear, her hand was shaking. My father, William, was slumped on a bar stool, his face ghostly white, listening on speakerphone. I'm sorry, Mrs. Mitchell, but as I've explained, there is no glitch, a calm professional voice was saying. It's Mr. Henderson, their loan manager. The payment was scheduled for the 1st. It was canceled by the third-party payer on the 29th of last month. What third-party payer? My mother shrieked. Her real estate agent composure completely gone. We are the payers. William and Rebecca Mitchell. We've been paying for years. The sound of keyboard clicking. Ma'am, Mr. Henderson said, his voice cautious. I am looking at the loan modification agreement that was signed by you, your husband, and a third party 8 years ago. This agreement was contingent upon a guarantor, Jordan Mitchell, assuming all monthly payments. As those payments have now officially stopped, your loan is in default. My father made a small gasping noise. Default? He said. What does that mean? We'll just pay it. It's 10 days late. We'll pay the $41.50 right now. I'm afraid it's not that simple, sir, Mr. Henderson said. His voice was ice now. According to the acceleration clause in this agreement, the termination of the third-party payment plan triggers an immediate due on sale provision. A what? My mother whispered. The full remaining balance of your loan is now due immediately. My father looked like he'd been punched. The full balance? He asked. How much is that? More typing. The current principal balance on your mortgage is $510,428, Mr. Henderson said. That amount is due within 30 days, or we will be forced to begin foreclosure proceedings. My mother let out a high-pitched, hysterical laugh. 500,000? She said. That's ridiculous. We don't have that. Wait. Her eyes lit up with sudden manic relief. Yes, we do, she said. William, the condo. The money from the condo sale. The $480,000. It's in the account. We can pay it. She scrambled for her laptop. Pulled up their joint bank account. Her hands were flying across the keyboard. She stopped. The screen glowed on her face. Her face went white. William, she said. Her voice was a low hiss. William, where is the money? My father wouldn't look at her. He stared at the granite countertop. The street Regis, Denise, he stammered. What about the street Regis? They called yesterday, he whispered. They needed the full catering and ballroom deposit. The full 300,000. And Lily, her dress, and the planner. Chad's family wanted the platinum package. I transferred it, he suddenly bellowed. His voice cracking. I transferred it all, Rebecca. Just like you told me to. You said to pay all the vendors immediately, so they couldn't back out. You said it was all non-refundable. You even transferred the last 80,000 to the florist this morning. A coffee cup dropped from my mother's hand. Shattered on the pristine tile floor. They just stared at each other. The $480,000 from my life savings was gone. Spent. Transferred. Non-refundable. And the $510,000 bill for their own house was sitting there. Due in full. They had no savings. They had no liquidity. They had nothing. They were completely, utterly, and entirely broke. The trap my mother had so perfectly set for me had just snapped shut on her. I let them panic for 3 days. My phone rang constantly. 67 missed calls. 42 voicemails. Dozens of texts that got progressively more desperate. Finally, on day 4, I answered. Jordan, my mother sobbed. Please. We need to talk. This is all a huge misunderstanding. No, Mom, I said calmly. It's not. You sold my home, I continued. The home I paid for with my bonus. The home I made every mortgage payment on for 5 years. You sold it without telling me. To fund a $300,000 wedding for Lily. That was not your home, Jordan, my father's voice came on. He was on speakerphone. We owned it. Legally. Did you? I asked. Because I have documentation of every single payment I made. I have text messages of you begging me to help with the down payment. I have emails where you promised to add my name to the deed. You committed fraud, I said. Unjust enrichment. And my lawyer is filing a lawsuit. Your lawyer? My mother whispered. Sophia Chen, I said. She's very good, very expensive, and very interested in your case. Jordan, please, my father said. We'll figure this out. We'll add you back to the deed. You can't, I said. You sold it. Remember? We'll give you money. You don't have any money, I said. You spent it all on Lily's wedding. The line was quiet. Here's what's going to happen, I said. My voice was calm. Professional. Cold. You have 30 days to pay $510,000 to the bank. If you don't, they foreclose. You lose your house. But, my mother started. However, I continued. I might be willing to help. Under certain conditions. Anything, my father said immediately. We'll do anything. First, I said, you pay me back every penny I put into that condo. $90,000 down payment. 60 months of mortgage payments at $2,000 each. That's $210,000. Plus interest. Call it $250,000. We don't have that, my mother whispered. I know, I said. Which brings me to condition 2. You cancel Lily's wedding. What? My mother shrieked. Jordan, we can't. We've already paid. It's non-refundable. That's your problem, I said. You wanted to use my money for her wedding. Now you can use her wedding money to save your house. Jordan, please, my father begged. Be reasonable. I am being reasonable, I said. You stole from me. I'm giving you a chance to make it right. There was silence. And condition 3, I said. What? My mother asked. Her voice was broken. You apologize, I said. Publicly. To my face. In front of Lily. You admit what you did was wrong. Never, my mother hissed. Then enjoy foreclosure, I said. And I hung up. The next 48 hours were chaos. My phone rang nonstop. But now it wasn't just my parents. It was Lily. How could you do this? She screamed when I finally answered. This is my wedding. My special day. You're ruining everything because you're jealous. Jealous? I repeated. Yes, she hissed. You've always been jealous of me. Of my life. Of my followers. Of the fact that Mom and Dad actually care about me. They care about you so much they committed fraud and are now losing their house, I said. That's not my fault, Lily said. Actually, it is, I said. Your $300,000 wedding is exactly why they don't have money to pay their mortgage. That they promised to pay, she said. Not you. I've been paying it for 8 years, I said. Every single month. Did you know that, Lily? She was quiet. Did you know that while you were getting a new car and a free apartment and a shopping budget, I was paying for Mom and Dad's house? I asked. I didn't ask you to do that, she said quietly. No, I said. You just took advantage of it. I'm telling Mom and Dad to sue you, she said. Go ahead. I said. My lawyer would love that. And I hung up. On day 7, my mother called from a number I didn't recognize. I answered. She was crying. Real tears this time. Jordan, she said. Please. We'll lose everything. Yes, I said. You will. We can't cancel the wedding, she sobbed. We've already paid. It's all non-refundable. Then sell something, I said. We don't have anything left to sell, she said. Your father cashed out his retirement to pay for the wedding planner. I felt nothing. That sounds like a you problem, I said. You're my daughter, she said. How can you be so cruel? I learned from the best, I said. Silence. Condition 3, I said. The apology. Are you ready to do it? Fine, she whispered. When? This weekend, I said. At my new apartment. Your new apartment? She asked. Yes, I said. The one I'm renting. With the money I'm saving by not paying your mortgage. I'll text you the address. That Saturday, they showed up. All 3 of them. My parents and Lily. I'd rented a beautiful loft in Midtown. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Hardwood floors. Completely empty except for a single chair and a video camera on a tripod. You're recording this? My mother asked. Condition 3 specified publicly, I said. This is public. You can't post this, Lily hissed. Watch me, I said. I sat in the chair. They stood in front of the camera. Go ahead, I said. My mother looked at my father. My father looked at the floor. Lily was crying. I'm sorry, my mother finally said. For what? I asked. For selling your condo. And for not telling you. And? She closed her eyes. And for stealing from you, she whispered. I looked at my father. I'm sorry too, he said. We shouldn't have done it. Lily? I asked. She glared at me. Say it or I post this as is, I said. I'm sorry you had to cancel your wedding to save Mom and Dad's house, she said. That's not an apology, I said. It's all you're getting, she hissed. Fine, I said. I stopped recording. Now what? My father asked. Now you figure out how to pay $510,000 in 23 days, I said. Or you lose your house. Jordan, please, my mother begged. I stood up. I gave you my conditions, I said. You only met one. What about the other 2? My father asked. You didn't pay me back the $250,000, I said. And you didn't cancel the wedding. We can't, my mother said. We already paid. Then refinance your house, I suggested. We can't, my father said. We tried. Our credit is destroyed. And with the lawsuit filed, no bank will touch us. Sounds like a problem, I said. Lily suddenly spoke. What if I paid you back? She asked. You? I asked. With what? My influencer income, she said. I make good money. How much? I asked. About $100,000 a year, she said. After taxes and expenses? I asked. Maybe 60, she admitted. So it would take you 4 years to pay back what Mom and Dad stole from me, I said. I'll do it, she said. Just don't make them lose the house. I looked at her. She was serious. Fine, I said. Really? My mother asked. Under one more condition, I said. What? Lily asked. You cancel the wedding, I said. Right now. Today. Lily's face crumbled. Jordan, she whispered. $300,000 for a wedding while your parents lose their house, I said. Or a wedding in 2 years after you've actually paid for it yourself. You choose. The room was silent. Fine, Lily said. Her voice was broken. I'll cancel it, my mother gasped. Lily, no. Mom. Lily said. I'm not letting you lose your home for my wedding. She looked at me. Satisfied, she asked. Not yet, I said. I pulled out a contract. Sophia had drawn it up. This is a payment agreement, I said. 4 years. Monthly payments of $5,000, automatically withdrawn from your account. If you miss a single payment, the full balance is due immediately and I foreclose on their house. Lily read it. Her hands were shaking. She signed. I handed another document to my parents. This is a lien on your house, I said. Until Lily pays off the debt, I'm the primary lien holder. You can't sell. You can't refinance. You can't take on any more debt. And I'm keeping the guarantor position, which means I still control the mortgage. My father signed without reading. One more thing, I said. What? My mother asked. I want the title to the house, I said. You what? My father asked. Put it in my name, I said. You can live there. But it's mine. Jordan, that's not fair, my mother said. Fair? I asked. You sold my home without asking. You used my money. You lied to me. And you want to talk about fair? Fine, my father said. Fine, just make this stop. I'll have Sophia draw up the papers, I said. They left without another word. 2 weeks later, the house was in my name. Lily made her first payment. And I posted a very carefully edited version of their apology on LinkedIn. Not the full video. Just a professional statement. Today, my family apologized for selling property I'd invested in without my knowledge or consent. I'm grateful for their recognition of the situation, and we're moving forward with a payment plan. This is a reminder to always protect your assets legally, especially when family is involved. The post went viral. 20,000 shares. 1,000 comments. Most of them from other people with similar stories. My boss called me. Said it was professionally courageous to speak about family financial abuse. I got interview requests, podcast invitations, speaking opportunities. And 6 months later, sitting in my beautiful loft, with the city lights spread out below me, I got a text from Lily. I'm sorry. Really sorry. Not just for the wedding. For all of it. I stared at it. You didn't have to cancel everything, I wrote back. You could have had a smaller wedding. I know, she wrote. But you were right. 300,000 was insane. Chad and I are getting married at City Hall next month. Total cost. $200. I smiled. Congratulations, I wrote. Thank you, she wrote. And thank you for not destroying Mom and Dad. I didn't destroy them, I wrote. I saved them. From themselves. I know, she wrote. 2 years later, Lily had paid off half the debt. My parents hadn't spoken to me in 18 months. And I was promoted to creative director. My salary doubled. I bought a second property. This time, only my name on the deed. And when people asked me about family, I smiled and said, we're working on it. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't destroying people. It's teaching them that actions have consequences. And making sure they never forget it. This story teaches that family doesn't get a free pass to steal from you. Your hard work and money are not family resources to be redistributed. Setting boundaries, even with parents, is not cruel, it's necessary. And sometimes the responsible child has to teach the whole family about responsibility. If you've ever been taken for granted by family, if you've ever been the one who fixes everything while someone else gets the credit, if you've ever had to choose between being nice and protecting yourself, hit that like button and share your story in the comments below. And please subscribe, because sometimes the quiet one is the one keeping score. Thank you for listening.